Fox News has mostly moved on from talking about the Caravan after the election, and a lot of people have noted how political that coverage and then lack thereof actually has been. Perhaps as a result of that criticism, Fox and Friends actually returned to the topic very briefly today, although their attempt to fearmonger over the Caravan has become even more laughable since the election, as you'll see.
356 migrants from that caravan arrived in Tijuana via 9 different buses, and then they immediately, a number of them, as you can see right there, climbed up on top of that bollard wall. A couple of them did drop over the United States side until the Border Patrol started moving toward them, and then they jumped back over onto the Mexican side.
Yeah.
About if you look at those handful of people and say, what's the big deal? Keep in mind behind them, they estimated a total of about 11,500 are coming. And guess what? If you look at the totals, about 5 million when asked in Honduras, Ecuador, as well as Guatemala, they want to come here.
There were 9 buses that arrived yesterday, and apparently 200 more migrants are apparently hours away from being in Tijuana, Mexico.
Did they just mix up El Salvador with Ecuador?
That is possible. I think that they can rely on their fans to not know the difference either. It's like me with Chris Tucker and Tucker Carlson.
But you know what? Thank God that wall was there, because no one is able to penetrate that wall, right? I mean, I hope we build more of it.
If it was 2 feet higher, they would have failed before he
They would have failed, yeah.
Nobody's got the upper body strength. Yeah. So this is the amazing thing. I don't know if you know, we don't generally do IFBs here. Sometimes we do. But when you have that, the control room can talk to you. And so if you make a mistake or something, they can fix it. I believe that that's what's going on here. So they showed the footage of like 3 dudes hanging out on the wall. And then they got the note, hey, that's not scary enough. 11,000 are coming. Huh? Is that scary? They're not scared yet. 5 million want to. Oh my God, Ecuador's being airlifted into Texas right now.
It's amazing how they can change.
5 million? 5 million.
It's amazing how they can contradict themselves in the same segment and people still think that they have any credibility. And the amazing thing is, they'll get hired in the future by other networks to deliver news, and people pretend like, no, I mean, this person is unbiased journalist doing their thing. Anyway, that's beside the point. That was, I don't know, I personally did not like soil myself after watching that video. No, I was not afraid of that.
Once they got to 5 million, it was an emergency in the pants.
Look, and I wish that we could get back to a place where we actually discuss policy and what we need to do regarding immigration reform, what's the best way to move forward. Let's have a debate about that. But Fox doesn't add anything to that conversation. It's just, look at the scary people. Look at they jumped the wall. They jumped the wall, and then border security came, and then they had to go back.
Oh, the way it has always been and always will be.
John, I'm so scared.
Well, you want to get to the facts, so we're gonna get to the actual facts of this caravan in just a second. I want to know, the 11,000, I don't know where he got that number from that are coming. The caravan was down to like 3,000 people, and it's 1,300 miles away. But they still want you to be scared about it. For context, with those 3,000, I have read that at the El Paso border crossing, there are 18,000 crossings every single day at that one particular part. But they're gonna try to scare you to thinking that those 3,000 people along the entirety of our border are an invasion force. And if that's not scary enough, every single brown person in the world's coming.
On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.